Good evening, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys hear us okay? Are we loud and
Awesome.
clear? Give us a thumbs up. We always want to make sure that you guys can hear us. Oh my God, yes, this is an exciting evening. I know we've been seeing each other quite a bit in the last week already, but now this is the beginning of it all. Although the official start. I shouldn't say the beginning. We've already
Did you
began.
say right before, like, I'm a little nervous?
I am nervous. I
I
know.
know, my heart's
It's like
beating.
I'm like, why am I nervous? We've done this before. It feels like
Because it's just us.
I think that's what you. But
It's
you know
just
what
us
though?
this time. That's why we're a little nervous.
I want to say something about nerves because it's so funny. We think we're nervous, but I think it's more of an excited feeling. It's like nerves and excitedness. And it's almost like those two emotions are like play hand in hand with each other. I was big in theater growing up, and I remember going, oh my God, I'm so nervous. But really, I was just excited to get on stage. And then boom, here we go. We're going to start off and we're going to have a great night tonight. Thank you, all of you who are joining. I know some of you are still joining us. If you haven't been able to find the links, if it hasn't been emailed to you, there are multiple ways of getting it. Nick has posted it in the actual live feed in the KickStart group only. Only members of KickStart who are fully registered are able to get into the Zoom. If you are not a registered member, you will not get that access. That is something only for our KickStart, the 730
Four of you.
34 of you who have
734.
registered for Kickstart 2025.
So one other announcement. So for those of you watching on Facebook, if you are in our Facebook group, there is an event that you said you were joining today. That event has the Zoom link as well.
Yes.
So if you said on Facebook, I'm attending this event, go to that event.
Yep.
It says go to link on the event. Click on that. It'll bring you to Zoom as well.
Right into the Zoom room.
The email you got when you registered for this session has the Zoom link at the bottom as well. You just click the Zoom link. You do not have to enter a number. Click the Zoom link. If you're on Facebook in our group right now, I posted the link on the description of tonight's session as well. So if you're watching us live on Facebook and you see the description, the link is there as well. So there's multiple ways for you guys to get here.
And we're going to reiterate the Kickstart group only, not the Hello group. The Hello group is the public group. Kickstart group is for only those members who have registered to do Kickstart with us for the next 42 days. Again, want to make sure that is loud and clear so people understand. There is the Hello group, which is public to anyone who wants to join, and Kickstart, which is private. Thanks. Just want to make sure everybody gets that. Because we're seeing people post everywhere. You can post wherever you want. Feel free to post whichever one you want. However, if you're posting in Hello, people who aren't members of Kickstart might see those posts. And if you're not comfortable with that, make sure you're posting only in the Kickstart group. We're going to reiterate that a few times just to make sure. Why? Because when we reiterate things and we repeat things and we rewrite things, they get ingrained in our brain. Oh, wow, I didn't do that on purpose, but I made it rhyme.
We have 143 people in Zoom right now.
144. We've never had 144 people in Zoom before. This is actually
what?
Emotional.
Yeah. Because we never thought we could do this. We were very overwhelmed by the amount of people that have joined us.
Oh my God.
We never thought we would reach 733 people. We thought, oh, we'll get 200,
250.
and then maybe 3, and then it was like 5, 6, 7.
Where did this come from?
Oh, Monica. 7, right?
Sorry.
From friends.
We're friends, fanatic. Yeah. I apologize.
So welcome everyone to Kickstart. This Kickstart is very
near and dear
to our hearts.
Near and dear to both of our hearts. This is like a labor of love.
We've been working on this for months now.
Yeah, well, technically we could say years.
Yeah.
This is actually our dream. One of our dreams, one of our biggest dreams, because honestly, we won't lie. When we went back to school and became wellness and life coaches during the pandemic, what we did is we had a lot of sessions with a lot of people like this. And our dream, we had always said, is we'd love to have group sessions where we were a community sharing and communicating together and having people participate in multiple ways, having presenters, and we got it. We did it.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it once before, but this is really even more than what we've ever expected so far.
Exactly. So before we start tonight's session, we do want to actually do a contest right now.
Yeah.
So for those of you who were around in December, you remember we did a mystery host Epicure contest where those of you who bought products were put into a draw to possibly win some free products. So we actually have 2 prizes to give away today.
We do.
So there's 2 prizes of $100 free products from Epicure, as well as 2 50% off products as well for each winner. So what we've done is for every person who bought products with us in December, for every $50 you spent, we put your name into a draw. And we're going to actually pull the winners right now. I just need to get my wheel ready while Jean-Luc talks.
Yes. So what ends up happening is each person, so we're going to pick 2 names. Each person is going to get 2 50% off products and actually an additional $100 worth of products that you get to choose yourself. We will work out the details on how that works. We're not going to go explaining that tonight. We'll reach out to you directly, and then we'll make sure that all those products get delivered to you specifically.
And we will be doing this again
Yes.
during Kickstart. So at some point in the next, probably February timeframe, we'll do another mystery host
Yep.
party. So all the products that we use during our cooking segments, if you guys want to wait to buy those during that contest,
Feel free.
we will do it again. So again, you could pause, and the more people buy stuff, the higher the prizes, the more we can
Exactly.
give to more people. So,
And this is our way of giving back to all of you. Honestly, we want to give back to every single one of you as much as we possibly can, because you guys make the community, and never forget that. It's all about you.
here we go. My mom's in here too. 'Cause
Yeah,
my mom,
she actually bought something.
I know
We
my
were
mom.
shocked.
We
We
were
were like,
shocked.
you're really buying something?
Oh my God.
No way.
My mom.
No way.
My mom. Mom, you won one.
That's crazy.
Here we go. Next spin.
I swear that was not fake.
Well, it can't be.
That's insane.
Who's the number 2?
Who's
It's
number
gonna
2?
be
Number 2, number 2, number 2, number 2, number 2, number 2.
Lisa.
No,
D.
Lisa D.
Yeah, Lisa D. So here we
Awesome.
go. We'll reach out to our winners after this. And like we said, this is going to happen again. When we do these mystery host parties, we don't want to keep the products. We'd rather give it back to you guys. So we'll do this again in the next month. So look out for those information. And for those wondering what Epicure is.
Yeah, so Epicure is basically a meal solution plan. So what ends up happening is quick and easy meal solutions. A lot of them are packages of different spice mixes that you add other ingredients to make a full meal. It is a Canadian company, which is why one of the things we love supporting. It's a Canadian company from the West Coast. They've been around for several years now. They have amazing products, amazing flavor. We like
them.
And we like the company. The reason why we like the company is because it's not like we don't feel like we're being pushed to sell, because I don't want to be a pushy salesperson. It's not who I am. It's not who we are. We use the products because we actually like them. And if there's a product that we don't like, we won't use it. We're like that.
And we'll be honest, we run Kickstart for free. It's one of our things that we said from the get-go. Kickstart will always be free. Our step classes will remain free. We do not want to charge. So what we do is, by becoming Epicure sales reps or ambassadors, any sale we make for Epicure, the money that we get back from that, we put right back into Kickstart. Same thing, all of you who bought books, any proceeds that we made from the sale of the books goes right back into Kickstart. We're trying to create ways to generate funds so that we're not making you, our membership, pay to join us, but we're trying to also make sure that we can pay our bills. So this is a fun way for us to do it that way.
And we are always evolving. Trust me, guess what? We're already thinking about the next Kickstart and what we can do to make it better for every single one of you. So never think that we're just going to let it stay as is. It will never, ever, ever always be the same. 10 commitments will always stay, and committing to yourself will always be part of it. But the tools that you guys will be able to use will always try to make it better, easier, and more accessible for you.
So just going to keep going. I'm just checking something.
Yes. So we are, again, so excited to be here this evening. Again, I'm going to reiterate 773. Oh my goodness, I can't even talk. I'm that excited. 733 active participants in Kickstart this session. So I want to give all of you a tap on the back, because you all decided to make yourselves a priority in your life and commit to your journey. This is what you're doing by making these 10 commitments. And we are loving all the commitments that we've seen out there. We're loving. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in depth as we go along tonight, because there's going to be some things. Jean-Luc and Nick, you see us as the lovey-dovey. We're all so friendly, but tonight we might be mom and dad coming out a little bit.
Mom? Who's mom?
I know. I was like, it's Peru's mom. Peru's mom.
As you can see, we have a special guest tonight. Maui decided to grace us with his presence.
He would not let Saba on top of the scratch box.
He refused to let Saba on his spot.
So we're like, okay. So on that note, again, as I said, we're going to come out. We're going to give you guys some suggestions. We're going to give you guys some thought. Overall, we're not going to pick on anybody specifically. That's not what we're here to do. But again, give you food for thought because we're starting tomorrow, everybody, right?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning is the beginning of saying, I'm committed to these 10 things or 8 things or 6 things because we didn't force anybody to do 10. We recommended 10 because 10 is a good number.
I just like that number.
It's a good number. And not only that, remember, we did not anytime say that these 10 things should ever be difficult or something that you don't think you can't do.
Can do. You think you can do. Don't
Don't
think you can do.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Sorry. I said can't, but I meant can.
Yeah.
Apologize about that.
So one of the things we want to make sure everyone's aware. So we've seen a lot of listed commitments come out. Most of the ones we've seen have been amazing. So I will say I will not tell you if your commitments are wrong.
No.
We'll suggest things to tweak them. We'll tell you things to do to maybe change them a little bit.
Yeah.
But not the first thing we want to always remind you. Number one commitment.
There's been a lot of people that have not added this one.
Is tracking.
We already told you.
A lot of you have been putting something else as your number one, but number one is tracking on our website.
So if you have added, I'm tracking on Healthy, or I'm tracking on WW, I'm tracking anywhere else, include, I am tracking on Jean-Luc, Nick, KickStart, dashboard, tracker.
Yeah.
Include that in that one. Because you need to make sure if you want to get your diamond status and you're not tracking on the website, your name won't be there, right? So you need to make sure to do that to participate in any of the prizes that we offer at the end of the 42 days as well.
Another question and feedback we've had from a few people is, oh my God, I'm joining this and there's activities and there's this and there's Zoom sessions. Do I have to do everything? No. The only thing you have to do with KickStart is track every day, period. That's it. Everything else out there is an add-on. It's things that you can use if you need the extra motivation and you need Zoom sessions, log on and join us. If you're a person that's not good with physical activity and you're like, you know what, I need some step in my life, join Step. If you're someone that needs some daily tasks, some daily mental health tasks, do the daily task. We included everything because some people are go-getters. I know some of you are out there, go-getters. I can see you on screen. You're like, oh my God, I'm gonna do everything. I'm so pumped. I'm gonna do. But some of us are like, well,
I'll do this.
It's 7:12. I've only gotten 2 commitments written down. It's okay.
We're not here to judge you. That's not what we're trying to do. If that's who you are,
that's fine.
That is completely fine. One other thing we wanted to remind you as well is as far as the tracking goes, there's been another question about tracking. Where do I put my 10 commitments on the website? There is no section on the website for you to add your 10 commitments. Your 10 commitments should be, my book's over there. In the book that you either purchased, the journal, your personal journal that you purchased on your own, the PDF that you purchased, that is the only technical place that you need to put these commitments.
We don't want to know them.
We don't want to know your, thank you for sharing them.
You can share them, but we don't need you to tell us.
We're not going to be there going, I can't believe we're going to be sitting there at night going, I can't believe she didn't do it.
I know.
She didn't. We will not do that.
No,
we will not do that. Because guess what? This is about a personal journey for every single one of us. And how we do things is all different. Even though we're doing it together as a group, as a community, we're going to do things differently. But if you do share them in the group and you start sharing how you're tracking them and how you're doing things, it might inspire others to try your way of doing something, right? Another thing that I wanted to say, we talked about once you track your commitments on the website, and it's literally, you go to the tracker.
We'll show you tonight.
Yeah. It will take 48 hours for your stats to appear. It could be anywhere up to 48 hours.
I'm the one doing them.
Nick does this in the back end on his own, off of work.
I have to sleep.
Off of his 9 to 5 work hours.
And work.
I can't do that stuff. Don't ask me. I can run other things, but don't ask me to track what he does like that. That's just not something that I can do. And I don't want you guys to go, how did that number get in there? That don't make sense, because that would probably happen if I did it.
Another thing we want to make sure everyone's aware of, that this is not a Weight Watchers program.
Nope.
This isn't a healthy program.
Nope.
This isn't a Gina Livy program. Nope. This isn't an Alcoholics Anonymous.
Nope.
This isn't Overeaters Anonymous.
Nope.
This isn't your football game. No, this is KickStart. KickStart is a community for all of us to support each other. And I'm really going to emphasize this because we are 171 people in this room right now. And I can guarantee what I believe in my beliefs, maybe 50 of you don't believe what I believe in.
100%.
We're not the same people. And we might never agree on those specific situations, but what are we all here for? To be healthy.
Yeah.
So this community is built on respect and helping each other, motivation and support. So when you're writing in Facebook or responding to people, before you click send, look at what you wrote and say, could that be read in a negative way? Should I maybe add a heart at the end just to make it look a little nicer?
Emojis really make a difference nowadays. I hate that we use them, but they work. Right?
Because we don't want to have a situation in a group where there's negativity. We want to keep this as a positive place. The world is already negative enough. We don't need to bring that into here. We will never agree on politics. We'll never agree on religion. We'll never agree on states of the affairs in the world. We'll never agree on that. There's no way we will.
But what we can agree on is we all want to live the best life we possibly can. Is that correct? A happy and content life. But I'm not going to only put that responsibility on the person writing it. I'm going to put it on all of us reading the posts. When someone is replying to something that you asked and they did not reply with the answer that you were looking for, do not get your back up and say, oh my God, I can't believe they said it that way, blah, blah. Right? Remember what mindset you're in when you're reading that. We're guilty of it. We are 100% guilty of it. No one is innocent of that. We all have our moments where we read something and we read into something that wasn't even there. So sometimes it's better off not to answer if you don't feel it, and not to reply back, not to create the atmosphere of disagreeing if you don't feel like you're able to have a civil conversation about it. Sometimes it's just better to say, you know what? I'm going to move away and maybe reread the comment the next day when maybe you're in a different mindset.
So next, we're going to walk you guys through the dashboard quickly again. We've done some sessions. So for those of you who've missed any of our orientation sessions in the last week, orientation emails, everything is available for you on a dashboard. And I will show you this right now so you guys can get yourselves ready. After we're done tonight, you can go look at anything you're not sure of, look at the sessions, look at the emails that we've sent just to make sure that you're not missing out on anything. So let me share my screen and I'll show you guys the dashboard. This is the desktop version. Obviously, on a phone, it looks slightly different, but you will see it has the same functionality, the same menu is there. So what you'll notice is when you log on, first of all, happy birthday to Lise, Jennifer, Giselle, and Diana. Woo! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you.
Another important thing is when you log on to your dashboard, do you see this green button? If you do not see the green button, it means you've not registered for KickStart. You might have a membership to our website, but you're not actually registered for KickStart. This is important because this registration is what gets your stats eventually. So I need that information for me to enter you into my stats database, and so that I can actually compute your stats for you.
So if you try to track something and you're not registered, it's not going to track correctly.
Exactly.
So keep that in mind. If this big green button is red, it means you're not registered. Please register.
And if you haven't joined yet, you can join at any time. You can join day 10, you can join day 20. We do not restrict when you join. You can take part of KickStart at any time. So if you tell your friends you're doing this in a week and you're like, oh my God, I love this, and you're like, oh, I want to join, they can still join. We're not going to restrict that. It's open to everyone. We do not want to have a specific, anybody can come in at any time they want and start their journey with us when they want. Okay, so the dashboard after that, you'll see there's a menu here. I'll come back to the menu in a bit. It's very important. That's where you'll access everything you need for KickStart is right there at that menu.
And this is where Dad Jean-Luc, which I never wanted to be a father, but I'm going to be an advisor, let's say. Please, please, please read the dashboard. Click all the buttons, and you are responsible for this journey. You cannot expect us to be able to answer 700 questions about the same question or answer that you can find on the dashboard. It really, really, really is difficult for us to be able to answer these questions when we know the answers are there. So you have to click. This is your journey. We're not here to
tell you what
spoon feed you. We can't. There's no way. You need to take some responsibility, okay? And I'm saying this with absolute love and respect, but realizing that we are 2, you are 700. There's nobody else in here in this.
Just a
and the coach just won't learn how to use the computer or reply to emails.
He's not really helpful with that kind of work
at all.
Actually, they messed up. They stand up. Peru messed up his laptop earlier before sessions. We were scrambling to try to fix everything because things weren't working well for us. So cats don't help.
And we're saying that without love. We understand if you do come up for the question and you're like, oh, don't feel you can't ask questions. But if it's a question that you've actually not been able to find an answer to, please feel free to ask. But we really encourage you to post in the Facebook group, the Kickstart group. We have some flippin' amazing Kickstart alumni who have done the past session who will be able to help you if you post the question in the group. And do not expect people to be able to answer these questions instantaneously or right away. Please be patient with us and with them as well. We appreciate that.
So the next section on the dashboard is latest news. So for those of you who've been having issues with our emails, you have not been receiving emails.
Sorry.
You can actually go here and read all the latest emails we've sent. They're in order. So this is one we sent last Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and today. So you can go on there if you need to read up on what's happening. If you just joined us today, you're not sure what's going on. Go through these emails, go through each email. They're not long. Just read what it says. It'll give you most of the information you need to get started with Kickstart. I put in as much stuff as possible, and there's still an email coming tomorrow morning with more detail about what you have to do every single day. So there's another email tomorrow morning that's going to get you kicked off for day one. So don't worry, you'll get all the information you need for there. Below this is something that we asked you guys to help us with. So you're starting Kickstart tomorrow. So it'd be great tomorrow morning if I woke up and the whole Facebook feed was filled with, I joined Kickstart and I'm starting my new adventure.
And we're not asking you to post it in the Kickstart group. We already know you're part of Kickstart. Post it on your personal pages.
Instagram, Facebook, your groups you're in.
X.
We want to see, we would love to wake up tomorrow and see a rainbow of people saying, I'm doing Kickstart, because then people might ask you, what is it? And as this is, to us, this is something that we want to share because we feel that inspiring people, we want to inspire the world. We'll be honest, everybody. We want to be able to motivate and inspire the world. We think that Jean-Luc and I, we've been told by a few people we have something that we don't know what it is. We don't know what it is, but we've been told we have this thing, this it factor that helps people feel like they can achieve something. And so we want to help as many people as possible.
And we also believe that it's not just us. You all have something that you can help others feel like they can achieve as well. So whatever we are providing to you guys, you can spread that by providing your je ne sais quoi, as we like to say in French, your I don't know, to others. So spread that as much as you can, because again, so many things are happening, and if we could spread this positivity around, we definitely need it. Everybody does.
The next section is enhance your Kickstart journey. I'll skip this now. Most of you have already bought your books or bought your PDF if you wanted one. It's not necessary. We created this tool because some people asked us for it. It is not mandatory. You can find all the information you need on the website. You do not need the book. But if you want one, we're not removing them. You can get them at any time you want.
And someone asked, how do you tag us? So if we are not friends, personal friends on Facebook, friend request us on Facebook, we will accept. And
if
then
you're on Instagram or any other social media, just do at Jean-Luc
and Nick. But if you want to tag us personally, you can tag us on Facebook by using the @ symbol. And then when you click in the @ symbol and you start typing either of our names or both of our names, individually, of course, a pop-up, a drop-down menu will appear, and you should be able to pick our name, and then that will say tag. Or at the bottom of your post, there's a little emblem of a shadow of a person. If you click on that, you can then also go in and search for people you want to tag. So you'll be able to search for our names and tag us there as well.
So what's next? So a lot of you have already done this, but this is what you need to do by the end of tonight or tomorrow. You know, I'm not a police.
We are not police officers.
I'm not going to watch what you're doing. But what you need to do is step one is introduce yourself, either in the Facebook group or in the forum. Some of you have done this already. I love it. I love hearing your stories. I love seeing where people are from.
I'm going to be a little bit more picky. If you just said, hi, I'm introducing myself, here's my picture, that is not an introduction.
Yes, it is. I'm okay with that.
I want to know your name. I want to know a little bit more about you. You don't have to go into detail. Just say, hey, I'm from blah. That way, at least we know a little bit. But I always ask those who do that. I'm sorry, it's just who I am. So I hope you don't mind. I do it out of love.
You're so annoying sometimes.
Ditto.
Next is to join our private Facebook group. Most of you are already in there, so that's already done. Next, explore the dashboard. You're doing it right now. Do your day 0 tasks. Try, kick, and step up. Go read up what these are and download the apps if you want to join them. Again, all of these things are optional. You don't have to do any of this. This is for those of you who want the full Kickstart experience. We said this from the beginning. We're not policing you. We're not watching what you're doing throughout this Kickstart. We're going to be there to motivate you and support you while you're doing this.
Encourage you along the way. Make you want to keep going. Because you know what? If we make you want to keep going, it's going to make us want to keep going. And yes, you can share this with your team at work, your colleagues, your family, your friends. This is not something that we're trying to keep hidden. No one needs to be on a weight loss journey to be in this Kickstart. They could be on any journey they want to be. They could be like, I don't even know what I want to do with myself right now. I just need something. If they need something, maybe this is exactly what they need.
You could even technically, they didn't tell you this. You can technically just say, I just want to join Zoom sessions and watch and not even track and do anything throughout the whole 42 days.
You can definitely
and
do that.
That's okay too.
Yeah.
We don't care. Do whatever you want. Use us as any way you want. Make sure all you're using us for though is to motivate you.
And that's exactly what I was going to say, because those of you who might come in just to watch and be part of a community, that's all you need, because maybe you're feeling alone. And if you don't want to feel alone, this is a great place not to be alone. It's already obvious that we are a strong group in the Facebook group already, and on the dashboard as well.
Yeah.
Not as much yet, but that'll come in years.
So below that, it's upcoming sessions. So for those of you who are wanting to come to our sessions, there's a lot happening throughout the next few weeks. We have a lot of special guests with different topics that we're going to have for you all to be inspired and to help with your mental health. And so if you want to join, you just have to RSVP for this session here. When you receive the emails for any of our sessions, the Zoom link is on the email when you reserve the session. So do not wait for one to be sent to you. It's already on the email you get once you reserve the class or the session.
And we do ask you, please do not share the Zoom links with people who have not registered. Make sure that they have become don't share those links. Keep those private, please, because we don't want people who aren't registered to come in. They need to be registered on our website in order for them to be able to get.
It's how we avoid Zoom trolls.
Yes.
As you guys have seen before in the past Zooms that we've had in the past.
Where we've seen things we did not want to see.
So we want to make sure to avoid that. And that's why we.
Yes, definitely. Especially when we're live, because it's just not fun for anybody.
So the next thing I want to show you guys before we go back to discussing commitments is just how to track. I'm actually going to walk you guys through a tracking scenario or a daily. We are waking up right now, everybody. Stretch. We're waking up. It's Monday morning, we're waking up and you're going to the dashboard. When you get to the dashboard, the first thing you'll want to do is click on daily tasks, okay? See the button right here? I'm going to click on it right now. In your book, for those who purchased the book or the PDF, you can actually just take your phone camera and scan the QR code and it'll bring you to day one for you, okay? So let's load day one. So for day one, it lays out to you what you're expected to do for day one. So for example, today's task is a gratitude check-in. We're asking you to start your week on a positive note, take a moment to reflect and write down 3 things you're grateful for. You don't have to share them. Just keep them to yourself. You can if you want.
You can put them in the Facebook group if you want to. We'd love to wake up or see a bunch of like gratitude posts in the morning. That would make everybody feel good, right? But you don't have to.
The next one is the fitness task. So the fitness task is something we created. There's daily activity that we've created for all of you with low, beginner, moderate, and advanced activity. So what happens is every day of Kickstart from Monday to Sunday, there's different types of activities. Some days it's concentrating on the arms, some days it's concentrating on core, some days it's on legs. So we've switched it up this time for Kickstart to have different muscle groups being worked on every day of the week. So what's going to happen is on this day, it's upper body push-up variation. So that's the activity for today. But what is that? What am I supposed to do? Well, you can actually click here, view challenge instructions. Once you load this page, it'll show you, okay, today's upper body push-up variations. Wall push-ups are for beginners. Knee push-ups is for moderate and regular push-ups for advanced. You choose your own level, what you want to do. And then you just do the activity for that day.
And down below, there is an actual video demonstrating exactly how you can do that video appropriately and
That video?
well, you could do that move appropriately or properly, right? So we do recommend, if you have never done a wall push-up before, watch the video. It's not a very long video. It just explains how to do it so that way you're getting the most out of that physical activity.
Tuesdays will be squats, lower bodies. You see the three options here. Then Wednesday will be core. Thursday will be step movements. Friday will be calf raises. Saturday will be stretching and recovery, and Sunday it's full body combo exercises.
So you see the entire week, all days are listed below. So every time you click on that link on the previous page, it will bring you there. So you know where you are. And guess what? If you want to do wall push-ups 2 days in a row because you don't want to get on the floor or you don't want to do calf raise, you do what you want.
Yeah,
we're not policing you. Just use this to the best of your ability to keep active and keep motivated.
Next is join a step class. Again, optional. As you guys have seen, we teach step 11 times a week. We have this week, we're actually going to have back step advances coming back. Step pro is coming back this week. So we're going to have our full schedule back on. Classes are also available recorded. So it actually allows you can actually access recorded classes right here or RSVP for a step class. So either or, you can do one or the other. Next is join live chats and cooking sessions. So you can click then on here if there's a chat. For example, tonight we have a chat, so you can actually go reserve the chat straight from day one. And the last thing at the bottom is track your commitments.
Before we go there, someone asked about the actual activity or that we're doing. Is it something that repeats every week, or is every week different?
Every week repeats, but the repetitions get higher.
They increase.
So week 1, you might have 10 wall push-ups. Week 2, you might have 12 wall push-ups. So each week, the activity that you're doing based on your level will increase slightly for each activity you're doing.
And there's nothing wrong with saying, I'm going to do it one day, I'm going to skip Tuesday, but I'm going to do Wednesday. I'm going to skip Thursday, but I'm going to do Friday. You make it work for your schedule and your calendar, and doesn't stop you from going back and doing 2 in one day. We would recommend not overdoing it because you don't want to burn out too quickly. You want to make sure you're being smart and doing these that work for you and not against you, right?
Another thing you'll notice in the fine print below each thing, it says, remember to track your daily tasks for 2 entries in KickStart contests. And I'll talk about this in a few seconds, okay? And then you scroll down lower, fitness task, look, remember to track your fitness tasks for 2 entries in the KickStart contest. And if you look below, join a step class, remember to track your step classes. You can earn 1 entry in a KickStart contest. If you look below the chat, remember to track because you're going to get the point. I'm pretty much repeating myself now. So now, instead of me saying that constantly,
He always repeats himself anyway.
I'm going to open the actual tracking page now. So this is where you're going to track every single day. When you track, you're doing it once a day. It can either be end of the day today. So say you're done your Monday, you're done everything on your commitments, you're ready to start tracking, you come in and do it. You can do it next week. You can wait till day 42 and say, you know what, I'm going to just do them all at the end and submit them all at once.
Well, because if you have your book and you are tracking in your book, and this is just easier for you to track this way and not have to worry about that, as long as you remember before the end of KickStart to go in and fill in your tracker.
And submit it on
We would recommend getting on the website every day and doing it because, again, it creates a pattern, it creates routine. And if you're tracking in your WW app, whatever you're using, your Healthy app, the Gina Livy app, anything, if you track here, at least you know you did it. And then it's less likely for you to make a mistake later.
Once you scroll down, you put in your name and email. You have to make sure the email you use is the same one you use to log in and that you register for KickStart. And so if you use an email that's not the same, it won't link together. Your stats will just disappear. So you have to make sure you're using the same email and that you've used for when you registered for KickStart.
Which is also the same email that you would use to log into the Spaces by Wix app. You should never have multiple emails to try to log into the same system. They're all the same, right? So when you're going to, let's say you're going to your internet provider, if you go one day and you log in with the one you signed up with, but the next day you use another one, it's not going to find you. Same goes for the website and everything we have. You must always use the same email address.
Awesome. So then you'll see here then it's the commitment tracker. It's very simple. Your commitments will never be written here. Like we said earlier, your commitments are private. There's something that you are keeping track of yourself because we don't want to have that written in our information. This is something that's personal to you. So all you have to do at the end of the day is come here and say, okay, grab your book if you use the book, and then look, okay, commitment number 1. Oh, I did it. Okay, check that one. I did number 3.
Well, technically, by just opening the tracker here, that means you're tracking. So the number 1 is, as soon as you go to this page, number 1 should automatically click.
Exactly.
But you have to do that. We're not going to do it for you, even though we gave you that commitment. Okay.
So for the Spaces by Wix app, it's the same username and password that you log into our website. And so you have to use the exact same username password to log into Spaces by Wix.
So for example, my username is terp7719@gmail.com for the website. My password is jojo3. So I'm going to go into Spaces by Wix and say terp7719@gmail.com. jojo3 is my password. Okay. So I know that's it's always the same. Even if you make a mistake, if you put .ca instead of .com, it won't recognize you. So make sure you use the exact same password.
So next, below the commitment tracker is today's daily task. Remember, when you were at the day
0, there it is.
Day 1.
Oh, day 1, yeah.
Day 1. When you were at day 1, remember I said that fine print? So if you do your gratitude check-in today or tomorrow morning, we won't know you did it. It's called the honor system. You don't have to prove it to us.
We're adults.
We're adults here. We're not going to police you. So all you have to say is, I did it. Click it. Done.
Check.
Next, I completed today's fitness task. Did you do the fitness task like we said? The push-up variation for tomorrow. Did you do it? Yeah, I did it. Okay, check. We have a kitty.
We have a kitty who wants to play.
Yeah.
I'll take care of her.
So then the next thing is I attended a watch or chat or cooking show. So right now, today, you're here. You're actually attending a chat. If tomorrow you watch something, you basically attended a chat. If tomorrow you join tomorrow night, because we have a vision board session with Carrie tomorrow night, you would check, I attended or watched a cooking show. Done. Next is I completed a step class. If you did a virtual or a live step class with us, you would check this. You then tell us, I did step advanced and step basic today, and I did it virtually. Done. You could put that in. The last option is I want to submit my weight. This is for those of you who want to track your weight in KickStart while you're doing KickStart with us. Some of you aren't part of Weight Watchers. You don't have a shape of scale. You don't have ways to track your weight except putting it on paper. So if you want to have your weight tracked and have it show up in your statistics throughout KickStart, you can submit it here as well in pounds so that we can actually include it as part of your statistics.
Nobody will see your weight.
Only
this
you.
Is private. We will unfortunately have it in our database, but
I'll see it.
We will not look. It's not something we want to do, but we're doing this for you to have a place to actually track it.
It's something we were asked for the fall.
Yes.
We had a lot of people ask us in the fall, there's a way to track their weights. And we said, okay, we'll put it in.
Not everybody has an app that tracks their weight, so they want a place to put it. Also, the Wix app is not mandatory. The Wix app is up to you if you want to download it or not. You have the option to. We suggest it because sometimes registering for our sessions is easier through the app. There's less steps to register for the sessions. However, you do not need to do it if you are more happy doing it on a laptop, or that is quite all right, okay?
Yes, everything we do is recorded. Nothing we are doing during KickStart is not recorded. Every session, cooking show, step class, everything is recorded. So if you can't join us live, you can watch it after the fact at any time at your convenience.
I will add a caveat to that. As soon as we say goodbye to the lives and everything like that, and we stay in the Zoom room with all of you, and everything's been on, the record button has been stopped, nothing is recorded after we say, okay, bye everybody, see you later, stick around Zoom. Those parts are not recorded. So if you feel like you ended up sharing something later on, those parts will never be posted anywhere unless you decide to raise your hand during a session, which usually, we'll be very honest, unless it's a session where there's some interaction with the presenter, there will not be a recording. But if you are asked by a presenter to raise your hand, You will be recorded. We want to make sure you're aware of that. Okay.
So the next thing I want to talk about is communication and support. So like we said earlier, it's just Jean-Luc and I doing this. We are 2 people. There's 735 of you, I think now.
Yeah, a few more people registered.
A few people have just registered as we've been doing this session tonight. So we want to first of all say we will try to reply to all of you as quick as we can. We can't guarantee we'll reply right away. It might take us 24 hours, but we want to make sure you understand that we will reply eventually. If we don't reply, don't get mad at us. Just go to our website, go to the contact us form and send another email.
Yes,
because
please.
there's so many messages that we lose a lot of them. So we apologize in advance if you don't get to your post or we don't get to your message, your email. Just send it to us again. It's got lost. It could have gotten deleted by mistake. We get hundreds of emails a day right now. So yes, we do sleep.
And understand as well, okay? Understand as well. We might reply to you as either Nick, Jean-Luc, or Jean-Luc and Nick. We don't have any control on how Facebook sometimes logs us into our site. Sometimes we don't even realize it. I think I'm replying as me, and I'm replying as Jean-Luc and Nick, and I'm like, oh. And I've already made my reply, so a lot of times I won't go back and re-reply to the same message that I already did if I replied to it once. So keep that in mind as well, too, okay?
And another thing, too, is we have made a decision, Jean-Luc and I, to value our downtime.
Yep.
So one of the things that we've lost often when we were doing this is that we're always on this and we are always taking our time to do this and we get burnt out. So what we're going to do is sometimes we're going to selectively say Friday nights, we likely will not answer many messages. We will be off Friday nights because we want to have some time off. We both still work full time. We work 8 to 4 jobs every single day of the week. Plus we teach 11 classes a step, plus all of the Kickstart stuff we're doing, plus family, groceries, cats.
And I will say this, sometimes we won't be answering questions, but we will be going live in the Facebook. I feel like I'm on my big fat Greek wedding. We're going to be live in the Facebook in order to just motivate people and do things like that. It doesn't mean we don't want to speak to you, but on our website, there is a section where you can book 15-minute meetings with us. And it's on a calendar that offers certain sections. So if you see that there was a post that we didn't reply to or an email we didn't reply to, you can book one of those sessions. Go into the site. If there's nothing available on that day, that means we are not available on that day. Look for a different day, okay?
And again, I'm getting more questions in the chat about where do I find stuff. Everything is on the dashboard.
Read.
I will say this again. Everything is on the dashboard. If you're looking for the daily tasks, it's on the dashboard. If you're looking for past videos, it's on the dashboard. If you're looking to contact us, it's on the dashboard. If you're looking for frequently asked questions, on the dashboard. If you're looking for recipes, on the dashboard. I've made this dashboard include almost every single possible bit of it. There's even a frequently asked questions section on there if you're not sure. There's even a chat bot on our website in case you want to talk to our chat bot and be like, hey, how do I do this? It'll answer you.
Another thing somebody asked again, the Wix password, it's your password that you use to log in to jeanlucandnick.com. There should be no other password that it asks you for other than once you download the app, you search for our names, Jean-Luc and Nick, the website option will come up. You click on that and then you log in as if you were logging in to a computer on our website.
Exactly. So again, everything is on the dashboard. So when people ask us in Zoom going forward, in Facebook going forward, they ask us, I'll be like, on the dashboard. That's what will be our answer from now on. Okay, so now we talked about...
We love you all.
Yeah, we do love you all. It's just they're trying to make things a little simpler for us. Yeah, exactly. Everything's on the dashboard. Everything, yeah, get a t-shirt.
Oh my God.
Everything's on the dashboard. So before we go into tomorrow, Jean-Luc and I are actually going to talk to you guys about our final 10 commitments. So we actually had a session. So if you were not here yesterday, if you didn't see it, if you go on a dashboard, you go to past videos and chats, chats and cooking shows, you click on that, it'll bring you to a new page. And actually, I'll show you guys right now because people are asking these questions. I'll show you guys just to make it even easier on you guys. So here you go. So those of you wondering how to catch our past sessions,
I'll do the prelude music.
you'll see right here, it says View past chats and cooking classes right here.
Where is it?
On the dashboard. So then you click on that and it'll bring you to another page which has all our videos. If you scroll down, you'll see there's some that say commitment workshop, Kickstart orientation, Kickstart orientation. So if you're not sure about certain things, say you've missed some sessions in the last week and you're like, I'm not sure about stuff, watch these because these go into more detail about how we found our commitments, how we came up with where we're at today. And also we actually shared this full document with everybody, showing you guys what we did to come up with our 10 commitments.
Another place too, where a lot of you might not know, do you want to bring the Facebook group up since you're sharing already, hun?
Yes, it might be hard. Give me a second.
If you can. On Facebook, in the Kickstart group, there is a banner on top that has a bunch of different options. One of them actually says featured. Click on that. If you click on featured, we will a lot of times pin certain things that we think is important for you to be able to find quickly. So like, for example, the sheet that Nick just shared, it's right there in featured. Right there. If you scroll down, the video of us actually talking about that is right there in featured. We would prefer, I'll be honest, we prefer you coming to the website to watch these things. But if it's easier for you to get to it on Facebook, we want to make it accessible for you as much as possible so you can find information everywhere.
So now that we have you guys, that will actually walk you through, guys, what our commitments are. So we worked through the exercise yesterday. And actually, we made some changes after we actually talked, and we still might tonight.
Yeah.
We still have till midnight tonight to possibly tweak some things. So Jean-Luc and I will go one at a time, sharing each of our own commitments and kind of a reason why we did these. And hopefully some of these might inspire you guys for your own commitments. Remember, and also one thing we want you to really listen as we're saying these. They're very precise, and they're also easy for us. So when you're creating your commitments, yes, they have to be a challenge. But remember, you're doing this for 42 days. If you tell yourself you're going to run 5K every day for 42 days, you're going to kill over and die. It's not going to, you're going to kill yourself.
Well, I'm going to give another example. We've seen a lot of people saying, I want to lose X amount. And when I say X, you're specifying like 10, 15, 20, 12, 18, 19 pounds in 42 days. I'm going to let you know right now, I believe, and I strongly encourage anyone who has a commitment like that to change that. That commitment can be very, very, very misleading because let's say you get to those 42 days and you lose 5 pounds instead of the 12 pounds that you committed to. How are you going to feel?
We're coming with this because we understand.
Been there,
done that. Setting yourself a weight commitment. If you get to the end and you haven't lost that weight, it might make you feel bad about yourself.
So a good way of changing that potentially, again, for us was, I will celebrate any weight loss that I achieve during the 42 days of Kickstart. Different story, doesn't that? Because if you lose a pound, you're like, I lost a pound. I need to celebrate that.
Your goal might be 10 pounds.
Exactly.
But your commitment is I'm going to celebrate every single day that I've lost weight. See how the difference is here? You want to make sure that what you're picking is stuff that you can do. Because if you're picking stuff you can't do, after 2 weeks, you're like, well, I can't do any of this. I'm just going to quit. I'm not going to continue. I can't do 2 to 10. I'm not doing them any day.
And it's really funny about the weight loss one because we cannot control our bodies as much as we think we can. Okay? Our bodies will fluctuate no matter what. Look at that post I did the other day. I was still tealer on my shape up, but my weight actually went up, right? So what happens at the end of the 42 days that you actually lost, but then when you get on your final scale, and just because of that one day, you're retaining water and you're up 3 pounds, and now you're no longer at that 15 pound that you wanted to lose. You're at 12. And I'm honestly, a lot of us will be like, I can't believe I didn't lose the 15, but not think of, oh my God, I lost 12 pounds. How flippin' amazing is that? Right? So how you word things is very important for your brain.
So one thing I want you all to do tonight before you really solidify your commitments, reread them one more time and really answer the question, can I do this until February 23rd, 2025? If you have doubt in your mind and you say, I don't think I can, reduce the hardness of that commitment. Maybe you're telling yourself you're going to walk 30 minutes every day and you say, you know what, I don't think I can do that. Put 20. If you're, what one of your things is, I'm going to, I don't know, I'm going to clean my closet 30 minutes every day for 42 days. Maybe that's not doable. Maybe you should change it to, I'm going to do it 3 days a week for 42 days.
Or I'm going to do 5 minutes a day.
So make sure you check your commitments, reread through them, and make sure they're actually doable for you until February 23rd.
We've also gotten a few comments like, oh, well, I'm going to be away for 2 weeks, and I don't know if I can commit to this. Why can't you make your commitments work for you being away for 2 weeks? We're going to be away for a week.
We're going to Costa Rica.
We're going to Costa Rica.
In 2
Our
weeks.
commitments are built around our
Wait
trip
till you
to
hear
Costa
one of
Rica.
them.
But still, you can make this work if you want to.
Yeah.
So the only person that's stopping you from making something work
Is
you. Nobody else. You can't blame it on a wedding. You can't blame it on anything. Life is always going to happen. So what are we going to do is if we keep procrastinating, we'll never commit to anything.
Exactly.
Right? So start now.
So here we go. Drum roll for our commitments. So I'll go first.
Yes.
Commitment number 1 is tracking for both of us. So that's for Shape-Up, Healthy, and KickStart. So we have committed to tracking all 3 apps every day for 42 days. So that's number 1 for us. Number 2 for me is no cheese unless in a meal, poutine or potato chips for 42 days. So I'm not going to allow myself to have these 3 foods for 42 days.
Does that include Costa Rica too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I include Costa Rica. I'm not going to get myself cheese when I'm there.
So he can't make himself his homemade poutine.
I can't make myself a poutine. I'm committing myself to this for 42 days. And I want to do this. I need to do this. I need to get the myself in that mindset. So yeah.
I love it. I think that's right. I didn't realize he was doing it for that.
What's your number 2?
Oh, I thought you're doing all yours and I'll do all mine.
2, 3.
Oh, okay. That's not how you made it sound. You said
I said one at a time.
Oh, I heard, yeah, one at a time meaning
Right?
you're gonna do all
Right,
yours.
See, let's say yes.
One at a time meant you're gonna do all yours, I do all mine.
No.
But no. So my number 2 is must drink my full Yeti of water every morning before I have a coffee. This is very hard for me right now. I have not been drinking as much water as I used to. And lately I've been waking up and going, I need my coffee. But I need to have my full Yeti of water before I can have my first coffee of the day. It's gonna be a challenge for me right now. It is. I did it today. Yay! I was practicing.
So my number 3 is moisturize daily. So for those of you who don't know, when the pandemic started, Jean-Luc and I got all these lotions and potions, you know, like, oh, we're gonna, and they're sitting in our drawers doing nothing. And so I was like, you know what?
We started.
I'm getting old. I need to start getting some wrinkles, and maybe we should start putting some crack filler in this in these holes I have here. So one of my commitments is to put some cream on every morning. You can make myself look all shiny and pretty. No comments?
You're already shiny and pretty.
Well, that's because I sweat too much.
So my number 3 is something that I struggle with, and I did not want to do it last time, but I'm going to this time. And I'm going to do the daily fitness challenge every day for 42 days. This fitness challenge is not required for anybody. For you guys, it's just a way to get an extra ballot, but it's not part of your commitments, right? So remember that. I'm actually committing to doing it for 42 days. I don't know where I'm going to start. When it comes to strength training for me, I hate it. I'm a cardio person all the way, but I know I need to add strength somehow. I need it. I physically need it.
My number 4 is no weed or alcohol in Ontario. Because I'm going to Costa Rica and I want to have at least
one. Well, that's only going to be alcohol because we don't do the other stuff in other countries.
No, I don't do the other stuff in other countries, but again, Jean-Luc and I we've been very open. We actually we'll show this now. So we went to see Rosie today because she's watching our kitties while we're going to Costa Rica, and she gave us this. So for those of you who don't know, this is our cat Kickoff. I cried a bit when I saw it. I've since July of last year, since he passed away, I have been smoking weed and drinking almost every day. It was one of my coping mechanisms. I'm being very honest about it to everyone. And so one of the things I told myself this year to work on is to stop using that to cope. And so I want my drinking in Costa Rica to be because I'm having fun, not because I'm trying to drink the fact that I'm sad that he's gone. And so that's why I made the rule this way. I don't want to drink at home, but I do want to enjoy myself on vacation because I know I can control myself. Alcohol and weed is things that I know I can stop on a dime. I've always been able to do it.
We've done it since January 1st, haven't touched either since January 1st. Another little thing that we'll add on to that, Rosie had made these two little guys here, Keikos and Seba. And then today we were also presented with so we have the family of 4 now, which is fantastic. Thank you, Rosie, so much. It means the world to us.
I cried a little bit when I got that
Me
today.
too. When I saw the picture, I cried.
Yeah, no, it's Keikos was he was a very important part of me. He was my support animal. He knew when I was feeling down. He knew when I was depressed. And so he was the best. And I miss him immensely. You can go
Okay.
number 4.
So my number 4 is I used to love to read and I've stopped. Like I read things for work and things like that, but I never read anything for me. I do, but when I feel like I'm forced to do it. Now I'm actually I only put in either read or listen to an audiobook for 10 minutes a day. I said minimum 10 minutes. I can do that. 10 minutes is nothing. I can put a headset on and I'm thinking audio is going to be the way I start because it'll get me into that habit, I'm hoping. And then eventually, hopefully it'll make me want to read an actual book. I have so many books in my house that I should have read or I should be reading and I haven't yet. So that's one of the commitments I want to do.
Number 5 for me is be in bed by 10 p.m. on weeknights and 11 p.m. on weekends.
I guess I'll be in bed by those times too, but it's not on my list.
No, you can go to bed at midnight. I'm just going to go to bed by 11 because I need my sleep. And I know that's something that I've struggled with in the last few months as well. Going to bed at very late, not sleeping as much, and I want to fix that. So this is one of my commitments.
My number 5 is take vitamins daily. We used to be really good at taking our vitamins. Nick has been great because he did it last Kickstart.
I still am.
He's still doing it. He misses once in a while, but very rarely. I've been since January 1st. I was testing it and I'm not as consistent as I like to be, but I've done it a few more days than ever in the last little while, but I want to be consistent with it for 42 days. And for me, I realize if I take them without food, I feel ill. So I always have to make sure they're with a meal. I can't do it. And it can't be before the meal or after the meal. It has to be while I'm eating for some dumb reason. I need to have food piled on top of all the vitamins that I'm taking for me not to get that weird upset stomach. So
number 6 for me is go to the office 1 day per week. I'm supposed to do it. I often don't. And this 42 days, I'm going to force myself to do it for all 5 weeks because I'm on vacation for one. Yes.
So my number 6 is like Nick's was earlier, no alcohol or weed. And I said for the 35 days that I'm in Ontario, because I know 7 days I'm out away. So I did 35. And funny thing is we didn't realize we were both doing it. I calculated the days away and he didn't. So
I just said Ontario.
And he said Ontario.
It covers it.
Yeah.
Next one for me, number 7 is no snacking after 8 p.m. I will actually say that since January 1st, I have not snacked once since January 1st. And I think that's a testament to me not smoking weed because that's what usually made me snackish at night. So I've not snacked once since we started this. So I know I can do this and I want to keep going for 42 days.
My number 7 is, this is going to be a hard one, everybody, for me. I got to plan my dinner the night before. So tonight, before I go to bed, I got to figure out what we're having for dinner tomorrow night because it starts tomorrow. And you know me, I like winging it. But I think this is going to be good for me because we are busy. We are absolutely busy. Oh, you're so cute. We're very busy, right? So a lot of times what would happen is, especially on nights where we have a step class and an actual session, our dinners would be like last minute thrown together and we'd eat at 8 p.m. And I don't want that to happen during Kickstart.
My number 8 is be consistent with step classes. No canceling unless I'm sick or injured. Tired is not an excuse. We did this one in Kickstart Fall. We are bringing it back again. We've done all our classes so far this year. We do not plan to cancel any other classes unless we already have pre-canceled them for an event that we're doing.
And this also means, for example, if he's sick, I'm still going to teach class. And if I'm sick, he's still going to teach class. And sick, we mean we better be in bed, like not able to breathe. And I mean, legitimate. We want to be legitimately being honest with all of you when we're not feeling well. My number 8 is 4 times a week. I'm going to dedicate 15 minutes to organizing
The
this
pantry.
disaster mess here. I need to reorganize this somehow. It is a disaster. I want to change it all around. I want to fix my kitchen drawers up. I want to fix my pantry up, and I want to fix my bedroom. I don't know if I'm gonna get it perfectly done in those 42 days, but 15 minutes 4 times a week. At least I'll get something started. That's my intention. And who knows, by the end of it, if half of it's done, then I just have another half to do later at another time.
Our number 9 is the same.
Yes.
So we have decided for step class, for one of the songs in step class, very likely the back tap jack step song, we will be adding a weight to our class for ourselves.
And so one person inspired, well, there's a few people, but one major person inspired us on that one. And I will say it's Rie and Jerry. Rie and Jerry are the 2 people in step that actually have added weights. She tried to get through. That was the most adorable thing. She literally just peeked through. Come here. Don't knock things over. There we go. There's the TV.
Give me a kitty.
She literally went through 2 monitors and a 3 laptops. And so we are going to add weights. And I want to thank both Jerry and Rie for inspiring us for that one, because we saw them doing it and we're like, we can do that. And we're not doing it for all songs. We're picking it for one song.
Number 10 for me, my last one is no takeout. Period. It's very self-explanatory.
I'm just going to order takeout every other night. No, I'm just joking. I would never do that to him. But yeah, no takeout. I get it. I completely understand. And my number 10 is I'm taking my, I call the visitor, the guest bathroom, my bathroom, because in the middle of the night, it's just a walk down the hallway and I don't have to like maneuver around bed. So I just like blindly walk down the hallway. I'm going to use that one, and I'm going to write one word every day on the mirror, a positive word that represents myself on the mirror. And I'm going to show, at the end of the 42 days, I'll show you guys my list of words, and I'm not going to erase them for the 42 days.
So those are the 42 commitments we're doing.
I should say 35 because 7 days I'll be in Costa Rica. Maybe I'll write them on the mirror in Costa Rica.
Yeah, you can.
I can. I'll bring them. Yeah, I'll do that. I will actually bring a marker to Costa Rica.
So these are 10 commitments. Hopefully they inspire you for your own. We were very precise. You saw that we were very precise. We said 15 minutes 2 times. Make sure that when you're writing, you're not too vague, because you want to be able to measure your success. And then the last thing you want to show you guys before we end the session tonight, the last piece of information that we want to show you guys is what is this KickStart score and what is these prizes you can win. So if you look on the dashboard again, always on the dashboard, there's an actual section that says a menu option says see your stats. If you click on that, it'll load up a new page for you, which is going to eventually appear with your statistics for KickStart. You're going to see in the first section up here, you're going to see how many times you submitted your tracker, how many times you completed commitment number 1, number 2, how many times you did the daily task, how many times you did a step class. All this information will be listed here for you so you can see it. Below this, you'll see every single day, and what you submitted will show up down here, and it'll include what you submitted during that day for your KickStart tracker. See the B at the end here? That's number of ballots received for the contest. So what that means is, based on what I showed you on the daily tasks, you'll win ballots to possibly win prizes at the end of KickStart. These prizes are either a $50 gift card for Amazon, a $50 gift card to our shop, $50 worth of products from Epicure. So essentially, the more you participate, the more things you do, the more ballots you get to possibly win.
So I'm going to reiterate something so you see it. So you see numbers 1 through 10 here. They're listed above in black, 1 through 10. Those are your 10 commitments. The date section, going downwards, every time you submit, you'll have a new date that shows up. The T here stands for T on top in red. Total commitments achieved on this day. That's the T. The C here stands for chats and cooking shows attended. That's the C. The F is you completed a fitness challenge. That's the F. The S, as in Sam, is the total amount of step classes attended. So underneath each of these categories, it's almost like going to be a grid. And you're going to have a number underneath every time you've actually tracked it on the tracker, on the website, on the dashboard.
And then down here, you'll see a KickStart score description. Let me just scroll up here. KickStart score. All of you will get a KickStart score. What is that? What does it eat for Christmas? I don't know what it eats for Christmas. So what it does, the KickStart score, is essentially how often did you submit your tracker? That's all it's measuring. So if you submit your tracker every day for 42 days, your KickStart score will be 100%. So that means you will get a status of diamond. And why do you want to get a status of diamond? Because we said it the other day, you could possibly win a Rustic Mama Retreat weekend, $650 value if you are a diamond status by the end of KickStart.
I want to say one thing. We do realize there are a few men that are in here who are not eligible for that, but you could always gift that to your wife or a girlfriend or
sister.
A friend or a mother or someone. They are the ones that could attend on your behalf for you.
Exactly. And then, so basically this is a way for you to track how you're doing. At the end of KickStart, you can actually print this entire thing and see what you got and save it for your next session with us, which will be back in April. I think we're back in April or...
It's April. It's right after Easter.
Right after Easter.
Right after Easter.
Actually, Easter weekend is the Orientation Week kickoff.
Yes.
Yes, I remember now.
On the Sunday.
So that's, in a nutshell, KickStart. So we've kind of given you a big surmounting, overview of everything today. You probably have more questions. There's things you're not sure. So now in the Facebook group, if there's things we didn't answer, go to the Facebook group and ask those questions. We will then answer them. But remember, a lot of stuff is on the dashboard. So if you're not sure about how to track things, go to the dashboard, go look at the tracker, read what it says in the descriptions. Go to the KickStart stats page, read what it says there because it explains everything there. So slowly start learning what you see. And tomorrow morning,
I was going to say that. So tomorrow morning, keep an eye out. We will be going live tomorrow morning after step class only on TikTok. We will be live on TikTok to do the fitness, the physical challenge, the actual filming of the physical challenge.
We'll also be weighing in on our shape during that live.
And then we're going to take that video and we will post it later for all of you. If you want to watch us and do the physical challenge with us at another time, you can do it another time because it will be posted everywhere of us being physical. Let's get physical. I'm sorry, Olivia Newton-John just popped into my head.
And then that's it. So tomorrow morning, wake up, go to day 0, go to day 1, start going through the list, do what you can. And we're ready to kick off. We're going to have a great 42 days. This is for you. So really what you put in is what you'll get back. We've set all this up. We got
cheers on TikTok. I was like, where did that come from?
So we set this up for you guys to be inspired, to be motivated. We've tried to put in as much stuff as we can to keep you motivated for 42 days.
And find something for every single one of you, because not every one of you is going to want to do everything on here, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Just keep in mind that all we want to do is we all want to live a better life. We want to lift each other up. We want to be full of positivity, gratefulness, and support. Yeah. Right? We want that in all of our lives, and we can give it to each other.
I would love in 2 weeks from now, still hear from people saying, you know what, I'm still motivated. I'm still doing these 40 my 10 commitments. Because a lot of us start something like this in a new year, and by week 2, we stop. I want to see everybody succeed. So make sure your commitments are tied to what you want to achieve and are doable for you.
Why do you think this did not start on January 1st? We did not want this to be a New Year's resolution, everybody, because it has nothing to do with the new year. It has to do with the new you, the you who you are now, and the you who you will become after these 42 days. And no matter how much you achieve, if you've tracked 3 out of the 42 days, you did 3 days more than you would have done if you wouldn't have done it at all.
And Linda, the games on Fridays, you'll have to see because they get posted on Fridays.
Yeah, there's still games on Fridays.
That's a daily task. Fridays are games.
Fridays
and Saturday is easy. You know, if you guys seen a Saturday task, it's pick a recipe from our website to do the following week. That's an easy task to do. Just grab this banana bake. There you go. You got a recipe to make for the following week. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We will end the live feed and stay behind in Zoom for anybody who still wants to stick around and ask us some other questions.
Yeah, the one thing I did want to say, never feel like you have to stay all the way to the end of the session. We know we talk a lot and we sometimes are long-winded and sessions last a little longer. So whenever you have to leave, never feel like we're gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe that person left early.
Well, that's what I say.
I'm putting a check mark on that. That's just a joke. We do not look at that whatsoever. We understand we all have busy lives and we respect everybody for that. So
have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow morning.